Coming up next on Headline Humboldt, the community came through and helped the beloved Dell'Arte raise the money it needs to right their financial ship. We'll have the details. Also, 1st District Supervisor Rex Bohn joins us to chat about his campaign for a 4th term on the Board of Supervisors, the challenges that lay ahead, and why he loves Humboldt County. Coming up now on Headline Humboldt. From the top of Humboldt Hill, this is Headline Humboldt. I'm James Falk. Thanks for joining us. Remember 2 years ago and then 2 years before that when pundits and talking heads kept saying that the upcoming elections may well determine the long-term health and viability of our democracy? Buckle up for a lot more of that. As we enter 2024 and the weeks roll by toward this year's elections, we're going to come up again upon a choice between what we've long understood as a democracy and a self-destruct button. As I see it, Donald Trump's candidacy represents that self-destruct button, a means by which millions of people, those dissatisfied with our government and the overall world order of liberal Western democracies, can blow up the world. Figuratively, of course, although such an outcome could turn quite literal very quickly. I know that for many folks, this election once again represents a tired choice between two candidates who don't necessarily inspire hope for the future. All I can say is, before casting your ballot for a man who has promised to end democracy and who is actively under felony prosecution for instigating an insurrection among many other crimes, consider the consequences. Does he represent the forces in this world that you want to empower? If so, and if many others agree with you, we can expect to see, I think, the utter obliteration of the world we've created in the 80 years since World War II. Don't get me wrong, I am not entirely in love with the status quo, and revolutionary change can be a good thing. But it can also blow up in your face. And rather than restore fairness and balance to our economic and justice systems, it can actually make things much worse. Is it any change at all you're looking for, or are you looking for a better world? This is the choice that will likely be in front of us all this year. And speaking of elections, I sat down with 1st District Supervisor Rex Bohn this week to talk about his candidacy in the state of county government. We'll hear from him after this brief news update. After hearing that the local arts and educational organization Dell'Arte was having a hard financial time, the community came through. Dell'Arte set a goal of raising $125,000 by the end of 2023. And as of December 31st, the total amount raised was well over that goal. Coupled with money raised during its annual gala and auction, Dell'Arte raised more than $167,000. Dell'Arte board chair Pat Bitton said the organization has been amazed by the support. Quote, Dell'Arte's Leadership Council, Tony Fuemler, Julie Douglas, Alyssa Hewlett, and Kimberly Haley pulled out all the stops to remind the world of the treasure that Dell'Arte is for Blue Lake, for Humboldt, and for theater lovers everywhere. Now, here's my interview with 1st District Supervisor Rex Bohn as he vies for his 4th term on the Humboldt County Board of Supervisors.
Humboldt County as a whole is probably the most beautiful place in California, and I've been to them all. They've all got their highlights, but I'm utterly amazed every day when I get to drive around my district and Humboldt County as a whole. I always tell people from other counties, like, we've got a 6.5 mile stretch out there on the Lost Coast between, going into Petrolia, that you can drive for 6.5 miles, 50 yards from the ocean, and never see another car. I says it's utterly breathtaking and at the same time overwhelming. So, with that and 1st District, I mean, I've got about 20% of Eureka proper, from Henderson Street south, and it jiggles all around. And then I get Cutton, Pine Hill, Humboldt Hill, Fields Landing, King Salmon, go forth all the way to Fortuna, Lolita, Ferndale, then all the way little bits of Fortuna, little tiny bits above, and then I don't have Fortuna proper to say. I've got a little, like I said, a little bit of Fortuna, what they've incorporated since this all started. And then I kind of have everything between Fortuna and Riadale. And then after Riadale, I have Scotia, then Red Crest, and all the way down to the Eel River where it forks. So, yeah. And then I go out to Honeydew, Petrolia, the Mattole Valley, which I just absolutely love. And I've got a large district, not the largest by far, but I mean, I've got a pretty good sized district, and I try to get out there quite a bit. Um, but boots on the ground kind of covers most everything, and it allows me to see the roads, allows me to see abatement houses, allows me to see a lot of things that people. I try to go by when somebody makes a complaint. I like to go by and visually see it myself, and then pass it on to the proper departments.
One of the things that I noticed about your career early on, and has sort of remained true, obviously, is that you started off and you were at Renner when I first met you, and you were plugged in with industry, and that stayed the course as you went to the pulp mill, and you were out there for years. And you were doing the little league thing, and then you became a supervisor. It kind of seemed like, I mean, I don't. It seemed like you were destined to be a supervisor. Like you were always plugged in with the community in ways that kind of enabled you to turn that into a political career. Could you describe for us how your background and experience has equipped you in terms of the people you know and the way you see things work in order to be a Humboldt County supervisor?
Well, without sounding corny as hell, I owe a lot of it to my parents.
Yeah.
I mean, I was born in Chico.
Ah.
Um, and then we moved back, we were here. We came from Eureka. My dad was a district manager for 30 some odd purity stores or something like that. And then he moved back here to help Ray Shears run Shears markets, which have turned into a lot of Murphys and things like that back in the day. And then I think when I was about, I want to say 7 or 8, 9, he bought a little grocery store out at Hodgson and T called Park Grocery. And I got to start working there when I was 9 years old. I remember, I think I was 10.
I know that store. It's the little corner building,
Well,
right?
it's now a daycare now.
Yeah.
So I was actually raised, and then my father passed away when I was 19, and so I ran it for 6 months, or actually my mom will tell you I ran it into the ground because I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, but we kept it open, then we sold it. But my father had this little thing: if you want to make a difference, then you better make the difference yourself. Don't depend on other people. And I mean, there were a lot of highlights. When your father dies at 19, you lose a big part of yourself. But I remember him and I both got the big PTA award, him from Washington School and me from Cutting School years ago, but we both got it. And it was that was a highlight for me, just knowing I got something that my dad got because he had left when I was younger.
Yeah.
But and then my mom was around. I think she died about 25 years ago, but she was around till she was 80. So they instilled in me that. And then locally, I mean, I started coaching youth sports when I was 17 years old. I think I was a senior in high school with my best friend Ron James, and then we coached St. Bernard's 8th grade basketball team. And so I remember that well. And after that, I just started coaching, and then I got involved with Little League and ran Little League for quite a few years, and
Absolutely
kind of built Redwood Fields. And it was never to become a supervisor. Trust me, it was never to become a supervisor. I was pretty happy making enough money and putting some money away to retire.
Yeah.
And then the position came open. I had talked to Jimmy Smith, and I thought, well, that sounds like something till they could find somebody. I'd run for a year and for a term, and that turned into 2 terms, and that turned into 3 terms. And everybody says this can be your last term, and they say never, but I do not think I'll be running another term after this one. A lot of my people that have supported me in the past have asked me to run again. And have I made mistakes in the last 12 years? Yeah. I mean, gosh, I hope everybody has. Busy people. I'm always proud of the statement Mike McGuire has made it. Senator McGuire said it a few times. I'm the hardest working supervisor on the North Coast, because I do put the time in. Probably drives all the other supervisors nuts, but I do put the time in. I, take blogs as you want or whatever you want. But I mean, the Lost Coast Outpost just ran who was the most admired supervisor. I think it was in September or October. And I won that by 33%. And the next one was 26. And, so I appreciate, and that let people in the whole county. And that has a lot to do with my fundraising, the ball fields. And I just get out there, and I hope I don't offend too many people. I know a lot of people, obviously I offend 35% because they don't vote for me every time, but I understand that. And I think that's what, I think, I can't remember who said it, but they asked him what the secret to success was. And he says, I can't tell you that, but the secret to failure is making everybody happy with you.
Yeah, yeah, right.
because you're not getting anything accomplished. I mean, there's always going to be somebody upset. And I mean, that's not a good position to be, but hopefully you can upset different, parts of that society. So
Yeah,
nobody ever complains how much time I put in or how hard I work.
yeah.
Because I mean, that's the most common I see is how do you do it? You know what I mean? And I do. I come in here 7 days a week. I try to keep this away from my home, so I don't do a lot of, work at home. I try to, but I come home late. A lot of times I can go 4 or 5 days without ever seeing my front lawn except when it's dark. So,
Wow.
um, and I like the job. I like the people. I love the people I work with. We've got a great team here. Has it always been a great team? We've had our glitches along the way and stuff like that. But I mean, any organization, I mean, I think we're the second largest employer in Humboldt County with a $550 million budget and
Yeah,
2,400 employees. If you're
yeah,
not going to have glitches, then you've got, a little bit of an issue. But our
yeah.
issues haven't been great. We've had a pretty well balanced budget up until recently, but we're looking at that's not anybody on the board's fault or anybody on
Sure.
our team's fault or the county's fault. I mean, the state's at a $69 billion
Exactly
deficit right
right.
now. So
And that's one of the
that's the scary part we're having to face.
that's one of the things I was going to ask you about. I mean, you guys are facing a budget for I think it was 17 million. Is that right? Is the figure this year?
Yeah, and actually that's going to change a little bit. That's going to
Okay.
change a little bit. Yeah, because the nice thing about our CAO and everything else, they run pretty conservative. They don't try to make it feel better than it is.
Yeah, yeah.
They hit you with the hardest shot and then everything else,
Mhm.
So, good news, bad news. We always get the bad news and then everything else, but I mean, the accuracy of what we're doing. I mean, we have accurate books for, this will be the first time we've had accurate books in a few years and we're doing a great job there. So that's a big plus.
Can you talk a little bit about how, from your experience, I mean, you've been on the board 12 years and how the governing style from your position differs in a year when you have a looming budget deficit versus when you might have a little, saved up Skrilla and a reserve account or whatever. Can you talk a little bit about how you approach it differently in those circumstances?
Well, I think it's always funny, but I think I looked one time, 92% of the time we have unanimous votes on everything we vote on.
Yeah.
You start thinking on the consent calendar and stuff like that, we vote together pretty soon because I think, I obviously we have differences and stuff and probably don't kumbaya and have dinner a lot with each other and things like that. But the thing is, at the end of the day, I think everybody has their own distinct passion for Humboldt County.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've had a tagline now for quite a few years of Love Humboldt, and I really do. I mean, this is all I've known.
Mhm.
This is all I know. My grandkids are growing up here, and I love that. My friends, my family, both my sisters both live here still. They both spent over 30 years teaching in Eureka City schools, and they're both still here and their families. So that's a big deal to me,
Yeah.
and I think that's a big deal to anybody that lives here. But with that going on, okay, as we hit these tougher times, we're going to have some
Yeah.
tough times the next couple of years.
Yeah,
We're going to
absolutely.
get out of this. It's all cyclical. We're not.
It happens all the time and
It's
over
not
and over
fire and
again, right?
brimstone. We were coming out of it when I first got on the board. We were coming out of it. I didn't have to deal with it, but I
Mhm.
mean, there were places that was cuts. There was trying to, my big thing is to make sure we don't lay anybody off. That's my big thing. And I don't think we're at that point. We can,
Yeah.
some of these programs, we may have to trim some of these other things, maybe look at how we do business may change.
Mhm.
And we're going to get trimmed, arbitrarily through the state. We
Exactly
remember what
right.
it was in 2008. Remember all those big cuts the state
Yep.
made, and they made the big cuts to us. And then all of a sudden they had a surplus coming back in 2015, 16, 17, these 30, $40 billion, but they didn't give a lot back to us. They didn't give back our safe routes to school. They didn't give our Williamson Act money, which is the Williamson Act is a great program
Yeah.
because that means you have to keep your property in agricultural production. You can't take it out or you have to pay it back.
Just so the viewers understand, the Williamson Act allows owners a tax break, right? For if they keep their stuff in.
It's not as big as they think, but it does give them a tax break to keep their properties in some sort of agricultural, and I think they have to meet a certain requirement and they have to have a certain minimum of land stuff. But we have quite a few acres and we've been picking up that difference because the
Yeah.
state gives us I think they budgeted $1,000 a year because they're still keeping it alive, but they haven't reinstituted. They used to backfill it.
So
But
the county's been doing that?
huh?
The county's been doing it
The
then?
county's been absorbing the tax break. We used to get it
Ah,
offset by the state.
I
But
gotcha.
that's a big deal because I mean, if somebody's getting a tax break on their 2,400 acres, but they're using it for agriculture, it's wide open spaces. It's not being, we're not not using the resources from what they were supposed to be used for.
Yeah.
It's been a godsend. So I always call it the environmentalist dream. You don't have to worry about protecting that because it's in the Williamson Act. If it comes
Yes.
out, they've got to pay for it.
It's quality of life.
So,
It preserves
yeah.
that element.
And
Yeah.
so those little things are coming in. I worry about what's going to happen in this next round. I mean, we'll just notice the big thing in the underserved, undocumented workers were just added 25 to 49 because 50 and above and 25 and below undocumented low income were allowed free medical. Well, now Governor Newsom has signed in where now 25 to 49 low income undocumented workers will now get free medical.
It's age, right? 25 to 49.
Yeah, 25 to 49. So basically it's everybody.
Yeah.
It just filled in the gap. So everybody, low income and stuff, and for undocumented. And so that's supposed to cost the state about $3.1 billion a year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was all enacted a couple of years ago when we had a $30 billion surplus, and hopefully that was going to move forward. Well, now I do notice that somebody, I think out of Riverside, I'm not sure, has brought up that maybe we should postpone that. And I mean, California, the one thing it is, and we've always been able to take care of, we work really hard on taking care of our most vulnerable.
Yeah.
So, and I'm fortunate. A lot of us have been fortunate. We have never been put in that position, but put in that position, I would hate to think that I couldn't get medical care for something and then have it turn into something worse. And then they have to take care of it.
Yeah,
which
exactly
ends
right.
up costing more money is their rationalization. And it probably comes to play on that. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of good things that the state does. There's a lot of stuff I'll never figure out why the hell they do it. But
Yeah,
but I look forward to the challenges, and I look forward to, I think we're going to be able to come out of this, keeping our workforce in hold. I think our sales tax dollars, I mean, increased minute is what I'm hearing, very little, but they didn't decrease.
Well, that's good.
Those are positives, but we did have some decrease, and a lot of it is due to a lot of different factions, cannabis being one of them, of course.
Of course.
You can't downplay that at all. But I mean, that's still a viable industry out there.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing I wanted to ask you about. Two things. First, I wanted to ask you about the rural character of Humboldt County, and I know that you've been on the Rural Counties Association, and there may have been a change in that, where maybe now you're the alternate, but that's not really what I'm asking about. Can you talk about the strategy of a rural county like ours when we don't have the voters up here, but we need help from Sacramento or attention? How important are those partnerships?
I'm still the member of RCRC, and just last month I was voted onto their executive board for the second time.
Okay, great.
I also went through their chairs once. I was second VP, first VP, and then I was president of it.
Okay.
And we had never belonged till I actually got on the board. We'd never belonged to RCRC.
Wow, I didn't know that. I thought we
No, we hadn't. And it's been wonderful because we have lobbyists. We're a very well-funded organization. And what we are is a public benefit JPA. We provide low-income loans, first-time home buyer loans, energy saving loans, and then that's where we get our incomes from, and through RCRC. But we and then, much to my work of 11 years on RCRC, I was just recently appointed, I think in October, to the National Association of Counties. I was vice president of the Rural Action Caucus, the RAC, and it's actually, there's 3,100 counties in the United States. 70% of them are rural. So I was just appointed one of the vice chairs of that, which is I didn't realize it was kind of a big deal. I went back to West Virginia for our first in-person meeting, and it was pretty interesting. But with that, between RCRC, because we've got an office, big office right across the street from the Capitol, and we lobby for a lot of things. very, very close to our hearts in rural counties. It used to be 35 rural counties. We're up to 40 counties that are rural. Some of them are, we go all the way up to, I think, 600,000 residents, but a lot of them have rural areas.
Sure.
They
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
rural needs. But we represent about 58% of the state, but only about 12% of the population, I think.
Oh, wow.
So we've got the land mass,
Yeah. Yeah.
but we don't have. So, but together, we've got a really good lobbying force, and we're powerful. They listen to us in mass, and we all have the same problems. And a lot of that is access to state funding, grant monies and stuff like that, because a lot of the larger counties will have quite a few people grant committees for infrastructure, for health and human services, for all these things. We don't have that. We have them for health and human services. We don't have one for infrastructure, but there are grants available that we go after, but there's so many we miss. So
Yeah.
I've pushed, Steve Madrone has pushed very hard to get a full-time grant writer. But the problem is when you do get a full-time grant writer, then somebody has to manage that grant, and all of a sudden they become the grant manager rather than the grant writer.
Exactly
So
right. Yeah. Yeah.
in a small county, that's how you have to deal with it. So RCRC is looking at writing some grants for us for all the counties. They work with us on water issues. I mean, we haven't built a water storage facilities, I think, since 1960, and we had 14.5 million people in the state. We got 40 million now, but we haven't built any more water structures, water storage.
Yeah.
So the big one going now is Sites Reservoir over by Maxwell. That has been 28 years in the making, but it looks like it's really close. The final EIR is coming out on that, and that will be the second largest reservoir in the state, I believe.
Yeah.
So these things will all be, and it doesn't take any water out of any flowing river. It takes water out of the Sacramento River anytime it's running at 95% or above.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll pump water. So a lot of times, they'll get a big flush of rain and then it'll drop down. Well, that's going out. By the time it gets out to the bay and the delta and things like that, it could, if we could pull some of that water into sites and then use it when it's needed for our agriculture. I mean, at the end of the day, we do grow. We are the #1 agricultural state in the nation going on to the world.
Yeah.
And, we've got to provide the water to that. So
Yeah.
somehow we've got to make that work, and for the housing. So,
And that's going to be an ongoing issue for the next century. The water issues with the South being the way it is, and continuing droughts and whatnot.
And the cyclical weather we're having. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But you mentioned cannabis, and I wanted to talk about that. We've only got a couple minutes left. That's how fast these things go. But I've watched the process unfold as there was legalization, and then you guys went to work on crafting the rules for that. And for the most part, I think you guys get a solid grade for the work that you've done to develop the rules package that sort of governs that. Then you have something like Measure A come along, and you guys flirted around with maybe doing another revision of the ordinances. Can you talk a little bit about what you're proud of out of that process and the cannabis situation, and if there's any regrets or anything like that?
The California Cannabis Authority, and we've had a lot of input on there and things. I haven't smoked marijuana in 38 years, but I still keep my.
That wasn't my question, but okay.
I still have my truck driver's license, so I just, you get tested, and I've just never.
Yeah.
And obviously, I don't need anything that enhances my appetite. But with that being, you're right. Back in 14, 15, when we started to do this, and then the big line was we were building this airplane, as we were flying it.
Yeah.
And did we get everything right the first time? No. Did we get everything right the second time? But then, the third, we're looking at it constantly. I'm really happy the way we did it back in 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, as we work with it, because we work with the people it involves. We're not making rules for people that they have no input on. And we've used the growers, we've used a lot of input and had a lot of public meetings in this. Yeah. Now, with that being said, I know Measure A is coming forward, and that's being completely funded by two people that got upset about a grow that was having up, I believe, on Neeland. And the one they went after it, and the guy wanted an acre, and it got cut back to 10,000. So the process does work. They protested. We had public meetings. They got it down to 10,000 square feet. To this day, it's never been done. But It's a 38-page referendum that is basically changes what we did built for 6 years with all the meetings and everything else. It's just was put out there.
Yeah.
And everything has to be changed by a vote. And what it does, it doesn't allow for the small grower. And the only way I can really say that this probably isn't benefiting the small grower, there is not one small grower in Humboldt County supporting it that I've seen.
Yeah.
There is not one small grower, but they are sure coming out in opposition to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I mean, unified opposition.
It's a bad policy. It was probably misrepresented to the public they went after. I know they say they want to keep the corporate grows and the mega grows and everything else. Santa Barbara has like 6 or 7 grows over 50 acres.
Yeah.
Humboldt County, from day one, we said there will be no grows over 8 acres, and you couldn't have more than 1 acre per 100 acres.
Yeah.
There were some avenues to change that for RRR to get some people out of bad locations, legacy growers, to bring them into the fold so they wouldn't stay out there. Because if we didn't give them an opportunity to move, they were going to stay out there illegally, because we don't have the power to stop that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we had input from the sheriff, who's opposed to this measure. Our biggest fear is what this is going to do is if this passes, everybody just goes back underground. We figured at one time we had 14,000 illegal grows in Humboldt County. That estimate's down to 1,200. We've made a difference. These rules have made a difference. And we still have quite a few legal grows, is what we're after, because they are the most highly regulated crop in the nation. In California is growing cannabis. It is highly regulated. For the reasons we all wanted. We wanted to make sure the water, the environment, and everything wasn't affected. We wanted to make sure it was organic and no illegal pesticides and everything else. You don't have that. You don't have those issues with a legal grow because they get inspected up to 2 times a year or more.
Yeah.
Some get inspected more than that. So as this moves on, is it done? No, it's going to keep changing. Just like, God, we have traffic laws that let us go 65, but they changed them to 55 for a while. Now we're back at 65. None of that is in stone. Yeah. And as we see the impacts, we will change accordingly. So, but changing it through the way they've done it is, I guess, draconian would probably be the way. So 2 people had a lawyer from San Francisco write it up, and they spent $60,000 to write a 38-page. And then what it's going to cost us to defend it and interpret it is going to be off the charts. It's going to cost road money. It's going to cost so much money to defend if it passed. Yeah. So hopefully, I think the voters of Humboldt County are a lot smarter than that, and I think they're going to be more informed than that. So I understand why they did it. We tried to, that we had people try to talk with them, and they didn't want to hear any of it. They were they spent $60,000. They didn't want to fold now. They were all in. They were all in. They weren't going to fold. So.
That's it for this evening. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned and stay informed.